Guide and Grow TV. I'm Sylvia Ariton, and today we're going to talk about Montessori and discipline. In today's video, I'm going to cover 3 topics. The first, freedom within limits and what this actually means. The second, skills on how to enforce these limits and discipline without getting angry, bribing or timeouts. And the third is natural consequences. So, our first topic. We often hear in Montessori that children are free to do what they like, this idea of freedom. However, it's uncommon to hear that these freedoms actually come within limits, and these limits are 3 limits. Firstly, respect for the environment. Secondly, respect for others. And thirdly, respect for themselves. So, a child is free to move around the room and choose activities and engage in meaningful work. However, there are healthy boundaries that need to be established. And those 3, just to repeat them, they need to respect their environment, they have to respect others, and respect themselves. So, how do we instill healthy boundaries and enforce these limits without bribing, yelling, timeouts, etc.? A quote that I heard that is really relevant to what we're talking about today. It's really impossible to meet a child's anger and aggression with adult aggression and anger, because that's only going to add fuel to the fire. It's important to remain calm, and being calm in that situation is not being passive. It's actually being mature. And that's what we need to teach children, how to cope with feelings of anger and frustration in that moment, rather than diverting to a timeout, which doesn't really allow for any teachable moments to occur. It separates the child from what they've actually done, and it also teaches them that if we withdraw love from them, it will solve everything. So, 3 skills that you're going to learn today on how to actually enforce discipline in a Montessori home or classroom to diffuse any situation. Number 1, acknowledge feelings. Now, for all those who have watched my other videos, you all know how important it is to acknowledge feelings, number 1. So as soon as the child feels that frustration and anger or upset about something that's happened, we need to acknowledge it. I'll tag the big emotions video below so that you can watch all about that. I'll move on to number 2. The second skill, state your expectations. So after we've acknowledged feelings for a child, we need to state our expectations without attacking character. What do I mean by this? So, for example, a child spills a glass of water after you've told them to hold it with 2 hands, and they decided to hold it with 1 hand and they've spilt it everywhere. Now, if I was going to state my expectations and attack character, I would start blaming the child. So, why didn't you listen to me? You didn't carry it with 2 hands. Why did you spill the water for? Oh, there's water everywhere now. What did you do? That whole blame game, and really kind of making the child feel bad for what's happened. So instead of that, we're going to state our expectations firmly without attacking character. So we're going to make it impersonal. When you make it impersonal, it's more likely that a child won't then erupt into these huge emotions. And I'll give you an example of that. So the water's spilt, we've acknowledged the child. It's really frustrating to spill water. There's water everywhere. We're going to have to clean it up. So all I said was, there's water everywhere. We're going to have to clean it up. So that's stating my expectations, describing what I see without attacking the child's character. Another example, if they didn't want to pack away a toy and you've asked them to pack away and they really don't want to pack away, I would say, so firstly, acknowledge feelings. You really don't want to pack away your toys. I can see you're finding it very difficult. And then I would say, when you're ready, it's time to pack away the toys. So all I've said is, it's time to pack away the toys. Or you can also alternatively say, when you've packed away, then you can do a puzzle, read a book, whatever the expectation is. So that's how we state our expectations without attacking character. So firm, you can be firm without being angry as well. So if I was, say for example, there's 2 ways you could say it. When you're ready, it's time to pack away. And that's really quite aggressive and angry, and I know it's really hard in that moment to kind of control yourself. So it would be an idea to find a strategy that's going to work for you. So when you do feel that anger coming on or frustration, you can just take a moment, breathe, count to 3. I find just walking away and just letting the child know, I'm really frustrated right now. I just need a moment. I'll be back to deal with this situation. And then just take a moment to breathe. And then, firmly you can say, when you're ready, it's time to pack away. And that's being firm without being angry or aggressive. It's just stating an expectation. That leads me to skill number 3, offer a choice. So, for example, with the water that's spilt, when you're ready, it's time, we need to clean the water. You can use this cloth or this cloth. You choose. So essentially, you're not asking the child to choose whether they're going to clean it up or not. You're giving them a choice on how they're going to clean it up. And this way, the child feels like they're back in control of the situation, and they feel like they can make a decision on how they're going to actually respond to the situation. With the toys being packed away, it could be, you can hold it with 2 hands. So holding the activity with 2 hands, or I can help you. That could be a choice. So always try and think of 2 ways that you can offer a choice to a child after you've acknowledged feelings, state your expectations, offer a choice. And that leads me to my 3rd point. With Montessori and discipline, it's really important to try wherever possible to give natural consequences. So with the water being spilt, the natural consequence was that they need to clean it up. So whenever possible, if the toys aren't packed away, the natural consequence is that they need to be packed away before they can do something else. So try not to use those timeouts and putting them separate to what's actually occurring, because again, they don't allow for those teachable moments to occur, and they don't allow the child to then take responsibility for what it is that they've done. So hopefully that's helped you all. If you do have any questions about discipline, how to implement the skills, or are you just finding some of the skills a little bit hard to understand, you're more than welcome to give scenarios and examples down below, and I'm happy to help you out. Until next week, see you later.